Here are a few tips that will make a big difference to your paper 6 chemistry exam. Question 4 might be the most challenging part of this paper. It requires thinking. While solving past papers, consider starting with this question first. Your brain will be fresh at the beginning, and that will help you to think better and score more marks from this question. There is actually an easy way you can get all the 6 marks if you follow this procedure. You will always be given a sample. This could be a solid or a solution. Start first by measuring the volume or the mass. If the solid was given in large lumps, then crush the solid. Every time you do a certain step, mention the tool you're using for that. For instance, if you're crushing the solid, you're gonna mention the pestle and mortar. If you're measuring the mass, you'll write, I'll be using a balance. And if you're measuring the volume of the solution, you'll use a measuring cylinder or a pipette. Next, you will do the procedure you've been asked in the question. In most cases, it's going to be titration. You'll be mixing acids with alkali using a burette until the end point. That's where the indicator changes its color. In other cases, you'll be asked to find the rate of reaction. And that's usually done by measuring volume of a gas over units of time. You'll get 1 mark if you repeat the procedure and find the average. And you'll get the 6th mark when you write a conclusion. For instance, if you've been given 2 solutions and you are to find which one has more alkali, your conclusion will be the sample that requires more acid to get neutralized is the one that has a higher concentration of alkali. Now let's talk about graphs. There are 2 main types of graphs when it comes to paper 6 chemistry. First, there are the smooth curves. Those you're going to be drawing with your hand, and you're going to ignore all the error points. Those are the ones that will be outside the main curve. Another type of graphs are the lines of best fit. Here you're going to draw a line with a ruler through most of the points that fall on this line. And again, you'll be ignoring any anomaly or point that is outside the line. Bar charts are less common, but if you've been asked to draw a bar chart, make sure that the bars occupy more than half of the grid. Finally, don't forget to write the labels and the units on both axes. I wish you all best of luck for your exam. Here are a few last-minute paper 6 chemistry exam tips. Gases like ammonia are collected upwards because they have low density. On the other hand, carbon dioxide is collected downwards because it has higher density than air. When you've been asked to put an arrow where you're supposed to apply the heat on the solid. And if there was a catalyst along with the solid, you should apply the heat simultaneously on both the solid and the catalyst. If there was an ice bath, then this ice bath is meant to condense water vapor. Concentrated sulfuric acid is used as a drying agent to remove any water vapor. Ovens can be used to dry all solids except when having crystals. If you dry the crystals in an oven, then you remove water of crystallization, and that will break down those crystals. When asked for improvements, repeating the experiment will always improve reliability and will help you to eliminate any anomaly. You can always improve accuracy by using a better measurement equipment such as a pipette. In experiments where you have to take temperature measurements, taking more frequent measurements is an improvement, in addition to the use of polystyrene cup with a lid. When asked for safety, make sure that you're not directly heating alcohols because they're flammable. In an experiment where a halogen like chlorine is produced, this experiment should be done in a fume cupboard because halogens are toxic. For the identification of ions, if sodium hydroxide or aqueous ammonia are added, then you should be looking in the cations table of result. When adding silver nitrate, then you're actually testing for an anion, which is a halide, that is chloride, bromide, or iodide. Adding barium, then you are testing for sulfates. In electroplating, you should first clean the object by using a sandpaper, and while doing the electroplating, you should rotate that object so you will distribute the metal layer evenly all over this object. Finally, if you've been asked to plan an investigation to prove that a solid is a catalyst, first, you should measure the mass of this solid, add it to a solution. In this case, it would be hydrogen peroxide. Determine the volume of oxygen produced over units of time. Then you will filter that solid, dry it. The mass should stay constant because catalysts don't get used up during a chemical reaction. That's it for today. I wish you all best of luck. This is one of the most repeated questions for IGCSE Chemistry Paper 6 exam.
In this question, you've been given a sample that contains calcium carbonate in addition to other impurities, and you're meant to find the percentage of calcium carbonate in this sample by reacting it with hydrochloric acid. Here's a guide I always ask my students to use while planning an investigation. You'll start by crushing the solid sample you have been given, and then you're going to make measurements related to the mass. You must mention the tools you use in here, such as the balance. Control one or two variables, such as the volume of the acid. Repeat that investigation 5 times and then write a conclusion. Let's check the procedure. First, I'll weigh the sample. I'll add excess acid to ensure that all the calcium carbonate is reacted. Then I'll filter the residue of impurities. I'll rinse and then I'll dry the sample. I'll weigh it again and finally I'll find the percentage.
Although the paper 6 chemistry exam is only worth 20% of your overall grade, it is easy to secure those marks even if you are short of time. Here are the best things to do to make the most out of this exam, improve your overall grade, and make up for any mistake you made in paper 4. First, study the methods of separation, especially crystallization and chromatography. Second, practice questions related to reaction rate and energetics. While practicing, do not skip drawing the graphs. Third, familiarize yourself with the identification of ions and gases sheet so you can find the answers faster during your exam. Lastly, attempt the last 6 marks questions from the latest exam session, 2023 until 2025. You will hopefully get similar questions in your exam. I wish you all best of luck.